there, I'm Sonia from rainbowofballoons.com. I'm here today to show you how to make this cute little fairy. Now, to make her, what you are going to need is a 6-inch quick link, a blush 160Q. I've got here a purple or lilac 160 and 2 yellow 160s. This one I've pre-curled just around my finger, and you can get that nice tight curl if you are able to by using that one finger, and I use my legenda as well. Okay, so those are the balloons you're going to need to be able to create your very own fairy. So, oh sorry, and the 260. This 260 is going to be used for her dress and is where we're going to start. So, first of all, 2 pinch twists. Forms the top of her dress. We're now going to go on to make basically a 5-petal flower. Don't worry too yet about the arrangement. We now, with the remainder balloon, are going to twist off one last bubble to match the size. So match the size that you created for the bodice of the dress. And basically at this stage we have something like this. You can go ahead if you like to rearrange your petals now to get the 5 you need. So I tend to go fairly petite with my bubble size when I do this, and I get about the 5 bubbles. I could perhaps put in 6 if I wanted to, but also if you found that you were running out of balloon, just leave it at 4. You don't need to always get the exact same amount. Yeah, you change it up. She might have a different dress to her other friends. Now at this point what I'll do is remove the rest of this balloon and tie it off. So what you should now be left with is the dress. Taking the quick link for her head, get that knot tied in there. Twist the head in nice and secure and snug, like you see here. Okay, so next we're going to start on her hair. This yellow 160 I've inflated with about 8 or so centimetres uninflated, and what we're going to do is start off by tying the nozzle end to the top of the quick link. See how it's nice and close into the actual inflated part of the bubble. That helps give a nice secure join. And what we're going to do is go ahead to do 2 pinch twists here. Okay, so at this stage what we're looking at is the top, and we're going to now go ahead to start creating the lengths of hair. So as you bring the balloon for the first round down, what we're going to do is find a point close to where the neck area is, and we're going to add in a pinch twist. And about so. And then twist off a last bit of bubble. This one here is quite small, about 2.5 centimetres or an inch. And bring that down into the neck area of the dress, where the head and the dress meet. Okay, so with the shape that we're looking at here, oh, one of my bubbles is deflating. That's sad, but we can continue with that, don't you worry. Okay, so where we're going to go now is from the bubble in the base of the neck, go up to the bubbles at the top of the quick link and repeat that a number of times, so we've got an additional 4 bubbles for the hair. So 1, 3, and 4. So what we're going to do is remove the excess 160. As always, I'll tie it off. Sorry, and twist it in. Now, this is what you are currently going to be looking at. Now, what you might find is that the head might be pulling back slightly, which is not a bad thing. What we're going to do is add in the next few bits of hair, which will really help to bring out, I think, the roundness in the face and help give her the cute appeal that we're looking for in the design. So taking the curly 160 that I prepared earlier, what I'm going to do is attach it to this pinch twist here in the back. So once you've done this, bring it around to the front of your doll's hair. You're going to twist off a length into the pinch twist at the top of the head. Paying attention to the placement of that bubble, you want it to kind of sweep below the hair bubbles that you've put in place previously, and then basically repeat and do the same on the other side. Okay, so I'm just going to have a bit of a play with it, but this is what it's looking like at this point, and one moment. Okay, so what I've gone ahead to do is just have the bangs or fringe put in a more pleasing manner, and then these 2 pinch twists from the neck, I just have them sitting side by side and facing forward towards yourself. Now, at the back here you can see how the 160 has been twisted into the pinch twist at the back, and then you can have a bit of freedom of positioning where you'd like that curl to sit. You don't need to play around with it too much at this point because you've still got more things to do and it might get displaced. So I'll probably come back to that a bit later and decide the final way in which I'd like it to sit. Next we go to the balloon that we're going to use for the arms and legs, and in this case it is the blush, and we've got approximately an inch or so of uninflated balloon at the tail end. Starting with the nozzle. We're going to connect it into the bodice. Then I like to give it a little bit of a bend and twist. And then get that twist and join it into the center of your flower petals there. And just position it so it's coming out the bottom of the flower. Next, I'll twist off a length for the leg, keeping in mind with the proportions of the rest of the balloon, I would go for approximately this long and do a twist. Position the blush balloon so it's running back up the other leg. And as you twist it in, just really encourage the two to entwine around one another. You can also give it a helping hand, of course. Back up through the petals. And finally, bring it into position to create the final arm. And we are going to replicate that little bit of a bend that we did in the original or first time that we did. Going to go ahead to remove the excess. To adjust any positioning, and this is what we have so far. So again, you don't need to poke and prod it too much at this point because we are now going to go ahead to add the wings, and then when you do your final, before you hand it over, you can position everything exactly how you'd like it to be. Now, you can also choose to finish the design here and then put the face on, and it makes a sweet little ballerina doll. So not just a fairy, but ballerina, very cute. Especially can save on time sometimes. Pop it down for a moment. For the wings, I have inflated this 160Q all the way to the end. Just going to cross them over. And join them in such manner. Find the midpoint of the remainder of your balloon. Twist it in. And finally position your end of balloon bubble on one side and your nozzle end on the other. With your wings, now I would go ahead to shape them at this point into whatever shape you desire. One of my favorites. Trying, of course, to get them fairly even in appearance. Now what we're going to do is take the nozzle end of that 160 and it's going to get nestled in the back of the neck area in between the two pink pinch twists on the dress. Okay, so there is your fairy. Now, with the hair, what I would do, I usually like it to maybe stick out the side. So I might position it so. Sometimes you may find if you add an additional pinch twist back here, it will give you greater ability to position it exactly where you want it to go. But what I've done in the case of this beautiful pink fairy here is twisted just a small bubble at the very end and interlocked it in with her legs. Just so you can really see that ponytail. Yeah, let's do it with this young lady, shall we? So just twist a small little bubble off at the very end. Pass it through and lock it into place. Especially if you think that your fairy might be suffering from the looking down way of looking. Especially if you feel your doll is looking more down than she should, then this action can help pull her head back and really bring her smile to the forefront. So there we have it. 2 beautiful fairies using 160 and 260 cues, as well as the 6-inch quick link for the head. Now I would love to see any fairies that you create with them, so please, if you enjoyed this tutorial, I would like you to go ahead and make them and share with me what you've created. Thank you so much. Goodbye.